Deep in the uncharted jungles of South America lies one of history's most enduring mysteries, El Dorado, the legendary city of gold. A place of untold riches where streets were said to shimmer with gold, temples stood adorned with emeralds, and wealth beyond imagination awaited anyone brave enough to find it. For centuries, explorers risked everything in pursuit of this fabled city. What they found instead were harsh landscapes, perilous journeys, and a haunting question: was El Dorado ever real, or was it the ultimate mirage of greed and ambition? The legend of El Dorado began in the early 16th century with the arrival of Spanish conquistadors in the New World. As they ventured deeper into the territories of present-day Colombia, they encountered the Muisca people, a sophisticated civilization with a deep connection to gold. The Muisca performed a sacred ritual that would ignite one of the greatest treasure hunts in history. According to indigenous accounts, the leader of the Muisca, known as the Zipa, would cover his body in gold dust and sail to the center of Lake Guatavita on a ceremonial raft. There, he would cast treasures into the water as offerings to the gods. For the Muisca, these rituals symbolize spiritual devotion and harmony with the divine. But for the Spanish, they were something entirely different, a tantalizing clue to a hidden fortune. Stories of the Golden King, later misinterpreted as a golden city, spread like wildfire across Europe. Greedy for riches, Spain launched a series of expeditions to uncover the source of this unimaginable wealth. One of the earliest quests for El Dorado was led by Gonzalo Jiménez de Quesada in the 1530s. He traversed the Andes, battling unforgiving terrain, deadly diseases, and resistance from indigenous communities. The expedition resulted in no treasure, only suffering and death for many of his men. But failure did little to deter others. Instead, the legend grew stronger, morphing into a tale of a lost city hidden in the Amazon's depths. By the late 16th century, explorers from across Europe joined the hunt. Sir Walter Raleigh, an Englishman, was among the most famous to pursue El Dorado. Convinced it lay in the region of modern-day Guyana, Raleigh embarked on 2 expeditions. While he returned with elaborate accounts of golden cities and vast riches, there was little evidence to back his claims. His obsession with El Dorado ultimately tarnished his reputation and cost him dearly: his life. As centuries passed, the myth of El Dorado became more elaborate. Some believed it wasn't just a single city, but an entire kingdom of gold hidden in the heart of the Amazon. Others speculated it was protected by curses or guarded by dangerous tribes. These stories fueled countless expeditions, but none succeeded in finding the elusive city. The obsession with El Dorado wasn't just about greed. It was about power. Spain, England, and other European powers saw the legend as a symbol of dominance over the New World. Whoever found El Dorado would claim not only its wealth, but also the glory of triumphing over rivals. But the cost of this ambition was staggering. Indigenous populations were decimated, their lands plundered, and their cultures erased in the name of a treasure that might not have existed. In the 16th and 17th centuries, treasure hunters turned their attention to Lake Guatavita itself, believing it held the key to El Dorado. Early attempts to drain the lake were crude, but yielded a few gold artifacts, hinting at the possibility of greater riches below. By the 19th century, engineers tried to completely drain the lake using modern technology. They too failed, leaving the lake's treasures and its secrets untouched. Today, many historians argue that El Dorado was never a city or a kingdom, but rather a misunderstanding of Muisca rituals. The Golden King, they say, was real, but the City of Gold was a European fantasy fueled by greed and imagination. Yet, the allure of El Dorado refuses to fade. Modern explorers, armed with satellite imagery and advanced equipment, continue to uncover ruins and artifacts in the Amazon. Could these discoveries reignite the search for El Dorado? Or do they suggest that the real treasure of the legend lies not in gold, but in the stories and history it inspired? The mystery of El Dorado is more than just a hunt for gold. It is a reflection of humanity's deepest desires. It represents ambition, the relentless pursuit of dreams, and the cost of chasing the unattainable. It also raises uncomfortable questions about the price of conquest and the exploitation of indigenous peoples. What if El Dorado does exist, hidden somewhere in the Amazon, waiting to be discovered? And if it doesn't, what does that say about the explorers who gave their lives for a myth? In the end, perhaps the greatest treasure of El Dorado isn't its gold, but its enduring ability to captivate our imagination. The legend of El Dorado continues to shimmer, just out of reach, a golden promise that keeps us wondering, what if? Will the mystery ever be solved, or will it remain lost to history, as elusive as the city itself? Only time will tell.